Welcome to Seize the Mains by Malhotra's IS Academy. I'm Surbhi Sardana and this is season 3 of our daily answer writing initiative. This answer writing initiative is basically to guide you, to teach you the skill of answer writing for UPSC Civil Services Mains examination. Hold on, if you are a state civil services aspirant, this initiative will immensely benefit you, so definitely go through the entire video. I'll tell you the details. See, we run a Ignited Current Affairs 2.0 series. Here, current affairs get covered on a monthly basis. It's a paid model. But even if you've not joined it, what we do is that from current affairs on a daily basis, that is from Monday to Saturday, we pick one topic of prime importance for UPSC mains examination, and we frame a sample question out of it. Till date, 160 questions have been discussed, and they have been uploaded on our website with their model answers. The website's address is copied in the description below. Click on the link in the description. You'll definitely reach this website. It's called rajisacademy.com. On our website, if you go to this mains answer writing section, you will see all the questions with their model answers, all from current affairs, which have been updated. The another detail about this initiative is that what you can do is, after going through the model answer and our videos, you can try to write your own answer. I hope that you're practicing answer writing on a daily basis, because this is one thing that will help you improve your preparation, not just for mains but for prelims, interview, everything, because the way you express yourself on paper, that tells you a lot about yourself. So when it comes to studying current affairs, definitely practice one question with us on a daily basis. So through Seize the Mains, if you click on any of these questions, you will be taken to the comment section. Under each question, you will see the model answer, and in this comment section, you will see start the discussion. Here, you can post your answers. Click pictures of your answers, and then post those pictures from your mobile phones or gadgets. Here, if you are having any problem with writing the answer or posting it, just type the answer there if that is more feasible to you. And if you have any doubts with regards to posting the answers, definitely contact our admin team. The phone number, the mobile number is there in the description. After you post your answers, in the next few days, our team evaluates all these answers and responds back to you with a very detailed feedback. We write long feedbacks for each part of your answer, every word that you have used, the kind of presentation that you have, the kind of handwriting you have, the kind of skills you have, the kind of thinking that you're using behind writing an answer. So we come up with a detailed feedback, and also we mark you according to the question. And this entire initiative is entirely free of cost, so do not worry about any of the financial part of it. Definitely join this, go through this entire video that we are about to discuss. Yes, the topic for today is generative artificial intelligence. Yes, there was a lag in the video. Let's begin. Let's see what is the question associated with it. So recently, generative artificial intelligence has been making headlines all over the globe. What is generative AI or artificial intelligence about? Does it come with concerns and limitations? Discuss. Answer in 250 words, and submit your answers at rajisacademy.com. The link is present in the description below. So just look at first part of the question. The first part is just a statement. It tells you that GAI or generative artificial intelligence has been making headlines all over the globe. What is it about? What is generative artificial intelligence all about? Does it come with concerns and limitations? So yes, answer and discuss this part and discuss the entire answer in 250 words. So yes, first of all, what should be clear is generative artificial intelligence. What is it? The definition should be clear. Secondly, since what is generative artificial intelligence all about, definitely if you want to showcase to the examiner that you understand this concept, have some examples handy, elaborate it a bit, use your introduction to give the definition of generative artificial intelligence. See, it is floating around in all the newspapers. Yesterday itself there was an article in The Hindu. There was a descriptive article. Also also, if you visit our website for this question, we have linked 2 other articles, one from World Economic Forum and another from a technical know-how website. So if you feel that the article that appeared in the Hindu was not enough for this question's content, definitely check out our website. Other 2 links would be very beneficial for you. Check out, or directly check out the website of World Economic Forum for generative artificial intelligence and its impact on society, because this is very important from your exam point of view, prelims as well as mains. So let's start by writing an introduction. The approach would be that in the intro we will we'll give the definition of generative artificial intelligence, and a little bit of elaborate part would be here. Alright, so this would be like 2 to 3 lines long, not more than that. Here the examiner will get a fair idea of what are we trying to tell him. Then in the body paragraph 1, what you will have is some examples or some applications of generative artificial intelligence. In body paragraph 2, this part is very much sorted. The second part of the question talks about, does it come with any issues or concerns? You can read out the question here. Does it come with concerns and limitations? So the second part, the body paragraph 2, would be definitely addressing the concerns associated. So this would be a little longer one, because always keep in mind that the analysis part of any question, if your question has multiple parts, give more weightage to the analysis part of the question. Write in detail about the analytical part that is there, because that will definitely get more marks for you. The factual part everybody would be presenting. Do not skip the factual part as well, but make sure that you nail it at the analytical part. Then in the conclusion, after the body paragraph, definitely we'll give a conclusion. Here we can give a way forward as well. In the conclusion, we would write about that how can these challenges that have been discussed in body paragraph 2, they can be addressed, or they should be addressed. Since the technology is very new, definitely the governments around the world, all the authorities around the world, even the private sector which is coming up with generative artificial intelligence, they do not have solutions to the side effects or to the downsides of generative artificial intelligence. So definitely whatever way forward you would be giving, that would be a very a very broad way forward. It would not be something very specific. So you will not be asked about solutions for limitations or concerns associated with generative artificial intelligence, because this is upcoming. So in the way forward, we'll just write 2 lines, and we would say that how all the policymakers or all the stakeholders should come together for better usage of this technology. So yes, I hope the structure is clear. Let's move on to the first part, that is introduction. Let's start defining generative artificial intelligence. So generative AI, again, I'm telling you that if you do not understand this topic, because it is crude science and tech topic, it's an upcoming topic, just watch the entire video, go through the content again and again. This would become clear to you. So generative artificial intelligence refers to unsupervised and semi-supervised machine learning algorithms that enable computers to use existing content like text, audio, video files, images, and even code to create new possible content. So probably whatever data is being stored, we talk about big data, we talk about data analytics, we talk about data being the new oil. So earlier data was being stored, and probably you were given ad recommendations or anything like that you were given. But now what the future would be, that new type of data can be generated by using the old data that was already available. The main idea is to generate completely original artifacts from the previous data that would look like the real deal. This can be done through techniques such as neural machine translation, image generation, and music generation. Then talking about body paragraph 1, here we would be giving some examples that ends our introduction. Write any one example from the ones given. So with the ability to create something from scratch, generative AI is catalyzing the next wave of artificial intelligence. Generative AI has the potential to revolutionize many industries. So you're talking about the positives here or the applications by automating the creation of content. So content does not have to be created by human beings. Now it can be very well done by machines if they are guided and if they are directed in a certain way, and enabling the generation of new ideas and concepts. So these are for some of the examples. For example, it has a lot of applications in logistics and transportation. These logistics and transportation, they rely highly on location services. So generative AI may be used to accurately convert satellite images to map views, enabling the exploration of yet uninvestigated locations. The second one is in the travel industry. It can provide big help for face identification, verification systems at airports by creating a full face picture of a passenger from photos previously taken from different angles and vice versa. Very basic examples. The next one is in the healthcare industry. Then you have in marketing. Just use any one of these, any one or two of these examples to make your body paragraph 1 a little more objective, a little more stronger. Any of these examples can work for you. Then in the body paragraph 2, this is the main part of our question. Here we'll talk about the concerns and limitations. However, if not designed and developed responsibly with appropriate safeguards, GAI or generative artificial intelligence can create harm and adversely impact society, as the following concerns can be associated with it. First of all, GAI or generative artificial intelligence, these systems can perpetuate and amplify existing biases. For example, there was a very prominent example that if you train a robot or an artificial intelligence system, you supply that system with the data of CEOs of all major companies, and if those CEOs are basically white men, so next time when this artificial intelligence system, which you call the generative AI, is asked to generate data or a picture of CEO, probably he'll come up, that system would come up with the image of a white man, and that would perpetuate existing biases. We are trying to fight racism, we are trying to bring gender equality, and not just white men, you have lesser women CEOs all around the world. So definitely when you type CEO in a GI system, it would come up with a picture of a man rather than a woman. So all the existing biases which were presently there in our artificial intelligence, which we already use, they can be perpetuated. So that is one of the side effects or the downsides of it. Secondly, generative AI systems can create content for malicious purposes such as deepfakes, disinformation and propaganda. It can also generate offensive or inappropriate content. Plus, it would be very hard to identify that who is generating this content, because it is being created, the new content is being created simply by a computer based on the previous data that has been fed to it. Then you have nefarious actors may use AI generated media to manipulate people and influence public opinion. Yes, new types of pictures, images, they can be generated, and people might feel that these pictures of terrorism or racism or any kind of bias, these are actual real images. So these systems can potentially access sensitive information, raising concerns about data privacy and security. Whenever we talk about artificial intelligence, data privacy and security, just this can be your first point as well. Data privacy and security, that is the challenge that the entire globe is facing, especially developing countries like India. So definitely write about data privacy and security there. Then it may also produce low quality and less accurate information, specifically in the context of complex engineering and medical diagnosis. Let's say you want to carry a medical diagnosis, and there are a lot of benefits of generative AI in the health and medical sector. So probably there would be a robot suggesting medicines for a patient, and it would look at the data of a patient that is coming in front of him, and it would go back to the data that has been provided to that system, to that AI system in the past. Now the patient could have an entirely new type of disease, but since the robot or the AI system does not identify this type of disease based on previous data, that AI system would definitely suggest a wrong prescription or identify the disease as something else than it actually is. So for example, this Meta's Galactica, a model trained on 48 million science articles. Just look at the number, 48 million science articles, which claims to summarize academic papers, solve math problems and write scientific code, was taken down after less than 3 days of being online, as the scientific community found it that scientific community found that it was producing incorrect results after misconstruing scientific facts and knowledge. So again that question comes up, can you replace intelligence of human beings by any computerized system? To a certain extent, yes, but beyond that there is always a risk and danger associated with it, especially when it comes to scientific research, when it comes to high level mathematical calculations, when it comes to medical and health advice. Fifth, it can be challenging to determine who is responsible for the content generated by a generative AI system. The acquisition and consent model around the training data and intellectual property issues, makes it difficult to hold anyone accountable for any harm resulting from its use. So yes, intellectual property would be coming in question. Secondly, if the data harms anyone, the new content generated, if it harms anyone, who is the one who would be held responsible for it? Would we be having new types of laws or legislations for these AI systems, for these generative AI systems, or the previous one would suffice? From there follows your point number 6 and 7. There are fears that internet would be flooded with artwork. See, every artist has a unique kind of artwork, and that artwork sells in the name of artist, because the technique or the skill or the flair that every artist uses in his creation is very different for everyone, for every artist, and it's unique to that person. Now with the coming of generative AI, you can just give command to that generative AI system to create an artwork similar to what the artist is doing, and people would not be able to differentiate it. So here comes the issue of unemployment. Large parts of creative workforce, including commercial artists working in entertainment, not just paintings, but the music industry, the video, the films that we are making, all these people might be rendered unemployed, or they could lose their jobs because of generative AI models. And finally, there is no public legislation that flows from point number 5th, that who would be held responsible for intellectual property rights, or if the content is harming someone else. We cannot sue a machine or a generative AI system, so we need new type of legislations. And as of now, in the public sector, little or no regulation governs the rapidly evolving landscape of generative AI. There is no regulation at all, even in developed countries like USA, United States of America. And this is something very important, because when we defined generative AI, generative AI refers to unsupervised and semi-supervised machine learning. So this is not supervised or entirely supervised. Basically, who is supervising it? The private companies themselves, based on certain code of supervision. So in the public sector, there is no legislation, there is no regulation for this, and that's why this article on World Economic Forum, it has come up yesterday on their website, that generative AI, generative artificial intelligence, is something that the society needs to be prepared for, because there will be a lot of impacts. Now in the conclusion, we have 2 paragraphs here. Both are adequately written, they are apt. You can choose to write any one of these, or what you can do is read out the entire answer on our website, rajayesacademy.com. The link is there in the description, and paraphrase this conclusion into your own words. So overall, what you can talk about is, you can give a way forward, that it is essential to carefully consider the potential harms, threats and concerns of generative AI systems, and ensure that they are used responsibly and ethically. So here as well you can end it, but definitely give some more content in your conclusions. Have like 2-3 lines of conclusions and underline the keywords. So therefore we must add adequate policy, regulation, awareness and education guardrails to develop and use generative AI services ethically and responsibly. Awareness is needed. Most of the citizens might not know about it. Most of the global citizens as well might not know about it. Not just talking about developing countries, but even in the developed countries there is lesser awareness. What we can do is write articles, talk about it. At most that can be done. Policy and regulation, we have to be quicker in this domain, because what happens, for example, when it comes to private data or privacy laws that are prevailing all over. First of all, the technology impacts us, it harms us in certain ways, and then the regulation comes up. So it comes up very late, when all the damage has been done. It could be about Digital India as well. A lot of frauds have happened, and then later the security measures were increased. So yes, for this particular system we need to be prepared beforehand. Then this is a task not only reserved for private companies but which is equally important for civil society and for policy makers to weigh in on. So civil society and policy makers, that also, and private companies. This includes disruption of labor markets. These are the harmful impacts. Legitimacy of scraped data, licensing, copyright, and potential for biased or otherwise harmful content, misinformation, and so on. So that's why all the stakeholders need to take a stand. Only when solid checks and balances are in place can more thoughtful and beneficial expansion of generative AI technologies and products be achieved. So this ends your conclusion. Take up this content, use this data, take it from the website and write your own conclusion, write your own answer and send it to us on our website as soon as possible. Look for question number 161 on rajayesacademy.com. That mains answer writing section works sincerely for this Seize the Mains initiative only. So yes, I'll see you tomorrow with another discussion of Seize the Mains for question number 162. Till then, just stay tuned to the channel, keep practicing with us, keep practicing answer writing with us, and all the best.